So, good afternoon, one all present here. In the continuation of the previous video, we saw about the resource allocation graph, and here is one of the example in that resource allocation graph how a deadlock can be occurred. So that's what we are going to see in this what in this example. If a graph is having a cycle form, for sure we will have a what deadlock. If so, that's what if the graph does not have cycle, no deadlock has occurred. See here, graph with the cycle but no deadlock. So we will be seeing here. We have three processes and four resources are there. Let's say P1, P2, P3, and R1, R2, and R3 and R4. Here P1 is requesting for R1, but R1 is already holded by what? P2. Similarly, P2 is requesting for R3, but R3 is already holded by P3. Similarly, P3 is requesting for R2 and R2 is already holded by what? P1. And P2 is requesting for R3 and P3 is requesting for R2 and R2 is holding what? P2. So this is the scenario given. Here the graph with cycle but deadlock doesn't occur. Here we have deadlock. Here we don't have deadlock here. So if you form a cycle in a graph, for sure we will be having a deadlock here. So what are all the basic facts about deadlock? If graph contains no cycles, there won't be deadlock. If graph contains a cycle, if only one instance per resource type, then deadlock will occur. If several instances per resource type, possibility of deadlock can be there. And now we are going to see about the methods for handling deadlock. So far we have seen what is a deadlock definition, what is the system model of a deadlock, and how a process can utilize the resources with three steps, that is request, use, and release. And we saw about the resource allocation graph with deadlock occur and without deadlock occur. And now we are going to see about the methods for handling deadlock. So here they are saying a fact like we need to ensure that the system will never enter a deadlock state. So we have to, if it enters, we have to prevent it. Deadlock does not happen, what to say, like deadlock is, the formation of deadlock is very tough, but if it happens, how we need some prevention measures to release that deadlock. It won't occur, but if it has occurred, we need some prevention method. So one of the method is called as deadlock prevention, and how we can avoid deadlock. So here may have a chance, like we are just going to allow the system to enter into a deadlock state, and we can have that recovery mechanism. So ignore the problem and pretend that deadlocks never occur in the system, which is used by most operating system including Unix. Two cases are there. One, you can enter a deadlock state and then you can use the recovery mechanism. Another possibility is you have to pretend that deadlock formation inside the system, it should not be occurred. So mostly all the operating system are following this particular method. So there are only three ways to deal with this deadlock problem. The first thing is we can use a protocol to prevent or avoid deadlocks, ensuring that the system will never enter a deadlock state. And we can allow the system to go inside the deadlock state, and we need to detect it, and we have to recover from the deadlock state. And the last case is we can ignore the problem altogether and pretend that deadlock never occur in the system. So these are all the only possible three ways to deal with this deadlock problem. So in the next video, we will be seeing about the deadlock prevention. Thank you.